Hey everyone, Sunshine Christina here. I feel like I've been away for a year, and I've only been away for a few days. I've been trying to make this specific video for like a week prior to going out of town for 5 days. And then we're going to start off this Monday, the last day in February, with one more opportunity to get this recorded. So I forget, some general and some more made a comment, and it's been filtered through the ages, but basically it's know thy enemy, right? So, and for me, the reason I'm saying that is, in the Steven Avery, Brendan Dassey wrongful conviction cases, our enemy is the state of Wisconsin, the Attorney General's office, Calumet County, and Manitowoc County. And there's nothing that goes on in the state of Wisconsin that the AG's office is unaware of. If you think that, you're sadly mistaken. I recently found documents that show that there is a DOJ officer in every single one of the 557 law enforcement agencies in the state of Wisconsin. So if it isn't a DCI DOJ operation, let's say it's Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, there is a state of Wisconsin DOJ DCI representative that is assigned to Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department and paid for by the Manitowoc County taxpayers, but they report directly to DCI DOJ AG's office. I don't know how long that policy has been in place. It would not surprise me if it wasn't something that was done after the Teresa Halbach clusterfuck of a case occurred. There is a recent phone call that was uploaded by the wonderful FoulPlay team, and that is Assistant Attorney General Gary Freiberg calling in a panic around 7 p.m., I believe, on November 5th, to Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, desperately trying to get a hold of Mark Rohr, the DA. I'm going to see if I can find the call easily enough. I think probably the easiest way is going to be to go to Temptitius's post and try and find it from there. Yep, it was on November 5th. Let's see. And Jax did an open mic yesterday on this. I was only able to stay on for a little while because I had just got home and I missed a lot of it. I was really looking forward to it. Let me see what this is. Oh, this is a nice one. He did good. But, alright, that's not going to find it. So, let's go to YouTube. And then let's go to... This might be it right here. This is at 7.
What company? Department.
Hi, my name is Gary Freiberg. I'm with the Attorney General's office in Madison. So I got a call from Kim Sperlinski, who is a long story. Bottom line, I'd like Mark Lohr, the DA's phone number, home phone number, or cell phone, or whatever you can give me.
I can't actually give you that.
Well, can you call him and ask him to call me?
That I can do. That I don't have a problem. Your name again?
It's Freiberg, F-R-E-Y-B-E-R-G. This is concerning the missing woman.
Okay, and your first?
Stuff that they're trying to get done right now.
Okay.
He says there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done right now. So, what needs to get done right now? Now, let's talk about who Gary Freiberg is in the AG's office. He's an assistant attorney general. So basically, in 2005, it's pretty impossible to find any kind of breakdown of who was what. I found this one on the Wayback Machine. This was from 2006 when J.B. Van Hollen was the AG. And I always find that interesting. Peg Lautenschlager was the AG when Avery was exonerated, and the AG, the Attorney General, when he was rearrested. But by the time of his trial, she had lost, and Van Hollen had taken her place. DOJ. Contact DOJ. Let's see what this does. Alright. And I just... Yep. Yeah, it doesn't give us any kind of breakdown. Sitemap. See what this does. This is the time system. Yeah, so this is actually from 2009. 2007 releases. Wisconsin Attorneys General. Let's see what this is. Oh, Office of Staff Biographies. Here we go. I might have found something. Alright, they only list 3 here. The Deputy Attorney General in 2009 was Raymond Tafora. Dean Stensberg is an executive assistant. And Kevin St. John is the Special AAG for Public Affairs and Policy. And let's see. Yeah, Peg only served for 4 years. And you can't click on that. Let me see what we have right here. So we have 2012. I want to go back. We don't have any for these. We only have one in 2008. Isn't that weird? June 16th of 2008. Let's see what we have. Oh, that's the one I was on. So if you look at, if you Google Gary Freiberg, Assistant Attorney General, Wisconsin, 2005. This is, let's see what this is. It's raining here today, which is good. I had just washed out my rain catchment system. I water a lot of my outdoor plants with rainwater. When it's dry, that I collect, and I just clean that bucket out. Let's see what internet I'm on. Get your own Wi-Fi. Let's connect. And let's refresh this. So he's on one of these decisions. He wrote that. Served on the Attorney General. This is from 2014. A secret probe of Paulus. Let's see. Judge hears testimony in secret probe of Paulus. This was about Winnebago County DA Joseph Paulus, who pleaded guilty last year to bribery and tax evasion. Now, this is dated 2005. Now that's interesting. So I wonder if he wasn't in white collar at that time. Highway allegations detailed in report. This is from 2012. Criminal charges were not filed. Oh, let me undo my ad blocker. This website and refresh. Oh, I'm not paying. So anyway, part of me thinks that he was calling because personally he knew that Steven Avery hadn't done it and he was being set up again. And obviously he saw right through the charade like many of us outside of Wisconsin do rather quickly. But he was vetoed and outnumbered by those who didn't give a shit about truth, justice, honor, or any of that. So, who are we fighting against today? Today we're dealing with Josh Kaul. Josh Kaul is Peg Lautenschlager's son. It is in his best interest to keep Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey in prison because his mom, pushed for it. And so he's not going to be interested in justice. He's not going to be interested in the truth. I personally and many others have tagged him on Twitter several times. He plays ignorant to the names Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey. And let's face it, only a turtle under a rock for 1,000 years who was blind and deaf and not associated with the criminal justice system whatsoever in Wisconsin would not know who Steven and Brendan were. I find his bio on the DOJ website a political ad. It reads, Josh Kaul was sworn in as Wisconsin's 45th Attorney General on January 7th, 2019. His top priority is public safety. Under his leadership, the DOJ has worked to combat the opioid epidemic and the increasing use of meth in Wisconsin. Blame drugs for everything, right? That's what it is. Not. Josh is also committed to fighting for clean and safe drinking water and against climate change and to protecting the rights of Wisconsinites. Since when clean drinking water and climate change have anything to do with criminal justice? I must have missed that memo. It's obvious he sees himself in a bigger political arena and thinks he could be governor, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if he's elected, even though he is a crappy AG. And it's not because he doesn't have a great education. He went to college at Yale. He majored in history and economics, graduated with honors. He got accepted in and served as president of the Stanford Law Review at Stanford Law School. So he has the intelligence and the education to run an ethical and righteous criminal justice system in Wisconsin. He chooses not to do so. Another thing that he likes to try and take credit for is that there's no backlogs of the in the untested sex assault kits anymore. The issue I have with that is all of those kits were tested prior to him taking office, and out of the 5,400 kits supposedly tested, only 70 got a profile. Only 14 of the 70 were prosecuted, and only 4 of the 14 prosecuted led to convictions. The state of Wisconsin took over $6 million to test those kits, and they got 4 convictions out of it. They only tested kits from 2010, nothing older than that. And we know that many of those kits that were not tested, collected prior to 1995, would have yielded profiles to Gregory Allen. I wonder who they're protecting from 95 to 2010 by not testing those kits, but that's a subject for another day. The Deputy Attorney General is Eric Wilson. He worked in Chicago prior to coming back to Wisconsin. Chicago is full of corruption and dirty cops and dirty DAs. Lots of wrongful convictions there. Not impressed with him, even though he also has a great pedigree. He went to Harvard, and he also got a master's degree in public policy at the Kennedy School of Government, and that the Kennedy School of Government is a subsidiary of Harvard as well. Now, Kaul's chief of staff isn't even an attorney. She is a poli-sci environmental studies graduate from University of Wisconsin, and basically she is like she was picked simply because she's a good ass kisser. She worked on his campaign to get him elected, and she's also worked on other campaigns as well. His communications director has a degree in poli-sci, focused on public policy, and she also worked campaign communications for other political people prior to this position. No criminal justice background whatsoever. Senior counsel is a guy named Zolik. He worked first in a private firm on regulatory and administrative law matters. He served as chief of staff for the Public Service Commission. chief legal counsel to former Governor Jim Doyle, and he worked in private practice in New York City. He is a diploma privilege guy. He graduated from the University of Wisconsin. He has no criminal justice experience either. Government Affairs Director is a guy who worked as a policy advisor in the state assembly, and so he has lots of political experience, no criminal justice experience. He has a great pedigree as well. He went to Gonzaga. Now, the DOJ is structured like Nazi Germany was. So basically, you have the governor, then you have the attorney general, and then you have everyone under the attorney general. So nothing is done in the criminal justice system without it going through the AG's office. This group that I just went over, these are lawyers who give two shits about the human being in this process. They are only concerned with keeping keeping convicts convicted, right? They don't care about innocence. They don't care about right and wrong. They don't care about justice. They care about winning. And so they will write briefs and argue points all day long in matters of law and not matters of fact. And when you're dealing with human beings, that's not conducive to justice. Another thing I wanted to go over was these little branches they have. And like I said, everyone is up under another. It's like a Ponzi scheme, really. So no money comes into Wisconsin until it comes into the AG's office. So the AG determines where all this money is going to be spent. And so, like, for instance, the $6 million they got for the sex assault kit testing, part of that was supposed to have a mandatory public accessible website portal up and running. Like by 2017, I think the maximum day was like November 14th of 2021. The last time I checked in December, I haven't bothered to check lately, Wisconsin still wasn't running. They don't care about being open government. They don't care about being honest. They don't care about justice. They don't care about racial equality. They're greedy. They're evil. They're focused only on winning and appearing to be these powerful people. And they really don't care how the outside world views them. The state of Wisconsin has one of the smallest people of color populations, okay? I think it's like 6% of the population is not white. Yet they have the largest population of people of color in prison. Over 46% of Wisconsin state inmates are people of color. Now, when you have less than 6% of the population that's a person of color, and you have over 46% of the jail or prison population is person of color, that to me says that you are wrongfully convicting people and exploiting sentences on people of color at a drastically disproportionate ratio, right? If you take 10 people charged with the same offense, with the same history, criminal history, and the white person is getting a better deal than the black person, that's not cool at all. That's where this term just us system comes from, because they're not interested in doing things justly, just greedily, in my opinion. It's just for them, just for them. The DCI is headed up by a woman named Tina Virgil, and she has a pretty decent pedigree herself. She was the administrator for the Division of Law Enforcement Services until December 19th of last year. She has served as the executive director of the Office of Crime Victim Services. She was appointed by Van Hollen in 2007, so she's been around this crew for a really long time. She got her Bachelor's of Science with a double major in criminal justice and psychology, and she also graduated from the Northwestern University Center for Public Safety Police School. So I find that impressive, especially in this environment. And now DLES, this guy gives me the creeps. He reminds me of Mark Wiegert's older brother. The acting administrator is a guy named Steve Wagner, and he came from Racine Police Department. His degree is from Concordia and Marquette, and he also went to the Police Staff and Command College at Northwestern University. I don't know why, but he gives me the creeps. Anyway, this is the upper echelon of the Wisconsin DOJ. I just wanted to get this video out there. I think that Gary Freiberg would be a great rabbit hole for some people to go down. I spent some time down there about a week ago when I first heard the call. And when he first started working in Wisconsin, I want to say in 96, he spent about 4 years in the public defender's office. And I find that interesting. Did he go there to learn the tricks of the trade, so when he came over to the AG's office, he would know better how to defend the state? Or does he, at his heart, know that the justice system is broken and he's trying to fix it from the inside? I don't know. That phone call is very